what I want to do is record some of the thinking that you guys are doing. You guys are doing really well in terms of sorting these cards, and the discussions you've been having are really good. I just want some way of getting those down on paper. So I'm going to give you this recording sheet, and the first problem asks you, what are the differences between equations, inequalities, and expressions? Just what is the difference? How did you know to put these cards in this pile, and these cards in this pile, and those cards in this pile? What did you pay attention to? Explain as much as you can about what you know about how they are different. Okay? So I want to start by just writing quietly, writing individually. After 2 minutes, you can read to each other what you've written. You can ask somebody to help you write something more. You can write more based on what you hear. But I want to start just with you writing to yourself. To answer just the first question. You don't have to do any of the others. All right, so just a quick, quiet 2 minutes. Write what you know about that first question. How do you know how to sort these into groups? Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is just share what you wrote. So read it. One person go ahead and read what you wrote. See if other people agree, disagree. See if you can help each other kind of flesh it out.
Have a least or greater sign. Oh, I didn't. I'm dead serious. I didn't. Expression. They don't have an equal sign.
Has an equal sign between two values. Inequalities has a greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, or equal to between two values. And expressions doesn't have an equal sign or those other ones, and is essentially any number of numbers with at least one operation.
You wrote that?
Yeah.
The other ones?
No. I just don't want to. You know how many words it would.
Inequalities have a greater than or less than sign, or greater than.
Remember, we try to pay attention to sort of at the end. We come back.
And then God, you're horrible. And then expressions have no sign, except for like multiplication or division or stuff like that. Yeah, operation.
But equations have equal signs. Inequalities have greater than or equal to, less than or equal to.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Signs, and expressions are just groups of numbers with operations.
Have all the variables and no equal signs. And equalities are the ones that have the less than, greater than, less than, equal than, greater than, equal than signs at the end.
Equations always have an equal sign. Expressions don't have an equal sign.
I said equation got an equal sign, and inequality, yeah, got less than or greater than, or the less than or greater than or equal to, or the more than or equal to, and then the expressions don't got no equal signs or nothing.
First, what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at how you sorted them and how they got sorted on the board. I had a group come up and sort them on the board, and I want to see, have we sorted them in the same way? And just hear from people, how do we tell equations apart? Anybody want to share how they wrote, how they said we tell equations apart from the other types of things? Ronald, you want to start?
I can tell the difference between equations from anything because they have equal signs.
What does everybody think? Is that the only thing we have to pay attention to?
Yeah. I think it's because, well, what I wrote down is because, like, sometimes equations, they can be solved, and, like, inequalities, they can't be solved unless the directions tell you or something.
Okay.
Like,
sorry.
No, it's okay.
Zoe, what do you think about what these two have said, and do you have anything to add?
Well, I think that's, like, basically right, but an equation has an equal sign between two values.
An equal sign between two
values.
Values. Okay, what's a value?
Like numbers or like numbers and variables and just variables.
Did everybody hear what she said?
Yeah.
Equal sign between two values, which are numbers and variables and
I guess numbers.
Other simple strings, I guess. Okay. All right. Is there anything else that makes an equation besides the equal sign and setting two things equal?
Well,
yeah.
It's got to have some numbers in it.
Do all of these have numbers?
No.
So are you saying, I'm going to point to one that doesn't have numbers.
It's got to have a value in it.
Okay, so you're saying variables are okay.
Yeah,
variables
you
and
just have an equal sign, and that's it.
so this is not an equation.
No.
What is that?
Equal
That's an equal sign. So it's not an equation. How could I make it into an equation, Jasmine? Tell me what to write so it is an equation.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
So there's an equation. So I put some values, what Zoe calls values. I put some things on both sides and I said I'm equal. Yeah?
Oh, another way is like, if you're doing 2 plus 2 equals 4, you could do 4 equals 4, something like that, I guess.
There's another equation, 4 equals 4. Pretty straightforward one. 4 equals 4.